Alright, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Oh my gosh, okay, so first of all, hi. Hi. I feel like I have not sat down and just talked to you guys properly in a minute, and I genuinely miss this. So let me just start by saying, I am so happy you are here today. So I want to be real with you for a second, because I feel like that is what this space is about. Yesterday was honestly a day. Like it was one of those days where everything just felt a little heavier than usual, you know? I was not feeling my most inspired. I had a lot going on in my head, and I just kind of sat with it for a while. I made some tea. I sat on my floor actually, which is where I do a lot of my best thinking, and I just started shuffling. Not even with a plan, just shuffling and breathing and letting whatever needed to come through. And that is exactly when the energy for this reading started hitting me. Like almost immediately. The images, the messages, the feeling, it all just started flooding in. And I looked at what Spirit was putting together, and I thought, okay, this is why I am doing this today. This is who needs this message right now. And so I stopped everything else I was planning to do, and I just sat down and made this for you. So if you are watching this and something in you clicked when you saw the title, that was not an accident. You were guided here. This is for you. And before we get into it, if you are watching this and you are not already subscribed to my channel, please click the link below this video right now. Come over, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, because I do readings like this regularly, and I genuinely pour so much into every single one. The link is right below. It takes 2 seconds, and it means the absolute world to me to have you there. Okay, let's go. Now let me just say this before I pull a single card. The energy I am feeling from this collective right now is unlike most collectives I read for. There is something about you, something in your spiritual makeup, something in the way your energy moves that is genuinely extraordinary. And I do not say that to every collective. I say it when I feel it. And right now, I am feeling it so strongly that it almost knocked me sideways when I started tuning in. You are not ordinary. And deep down, somewhere underneath whatever doubts or struggles you might be carrying right now, you know that. You have always known that. Let's talk about it. The very first thing that came through, and this was before the cards, just pure energy, is this image of someone wrapped in dark, mysterious light. And I know that sounds like a contradiction, but stay with me. It is like a person who carries this deep, quiet, ancient kind of energy. Like there is something about you that vibrates at a frequency that most people around you cannot fully access or understand. And because they cannot understand it, they either gravitate toward you intensely or they feel threatened by you. Sometimes both at the same time. Your community, the people around you in your day-to-day life, are starting to notice. Some of them have always sensed something was different about you, but they could not put their finger on what it was. And now it is becoming more visible. Your discernment has sharpened. Your awareness has expanded. The things you are picking up on, the things you are seeing through, the things you are reading between the lines of it, is becoming undeniable to the people around you. And that is making some of them genuinely uncomfortable. The High Priestess card came out immediately, and this is one of the most powerful cards in the entire tarot deck, and it is sitting in your reading like it owns the place. The High Priestess is someone who knows things, who senses things before they can be explained logically, who carries wisdom that was not learned in a classroom, but was forged through experience, through going through dark things, through surviving what should have broken them, and coming out with an understanding of the world that most people never develop. That is you. That is exactly the energy you are walking in right now. I keep getting this visual of someone cloaked in dark, flowing fabric. Not because you necessarily wear all black or have this goth aesthetic, though some of you might, but spiritually, the image represents this deeply mysterious, deeply powerful presence that you carry everywhere you go. People feel it before they see it. They sense it when you enter a room before they even look up. Your energy announces you. And here is what is fascinating: a lot of people in your immediate world have been underestimating you. They looked at you and they made an assumption. Maybe they thought you were quiet and therefore unaware. Maybe they thought you were gentle and therefore easy to manipulate. Maybe they just did not look closely enough and missed what was actually standing right in front of them. And now, the truth of who you are is becoming increasingly impossible to ignore. And some of those people are genuinely scared, not of you as a person, but of what they realized they were dealing with all along without even knowing it. They underestimated a high priestess, and they are starting to feel the weight of that mistake. Comment below right now, type high priestess, if this is resonating with you so far. I genuinely want to see how many of you feel this energy because I have a feeling the comments are going to go crazy, and I love that for us. Something else is coming through that I feel like a lot of you are going to recognize immediately, and I want to address it clearly. People are talking about you, and not just in a gossipy, petty way, in a way that reveals how much your energy unsettles people who do not understand it. There are rumors circulating in your community, things people say when you are not in the room. Some of it borders on the supernatural, like people genuinely wondering if you do some form of magic, if you have abilities that go beyond the ordinary, if there is something happening around you on a level that most people cannot see or explain. And honestly, let them wonder. Because what they are actually picking up on is your spiritual gift, your discernment, your ability to read people and situations with a level of accuracy that feels almost otherworldly to anyone watching from the outside. You are not doing anything to cultivate this reputation. It is just what happens when someone is genuinely operating at a higher frequency in an environment full of people who are not. You stand out, unavoidably, magnetically, and it makes people who feel small want to create a narrative around it that makes them feel less threatened. Some of you might even have people in positions of authority or influence who are paying attention to you. Not in a sinister way, more in a "this person is remarkable, and I need to understand why" kind of way. Your gifts, your energy, your particular way of moving through the world, it does not go unnoticed by people who are tuned into that kind of thing. And here is what Spirit wants you to understand about all of this. The gossip, the rumors, the people who are scared of you, none of it is a threat to you. Your ancestors, your guides, the divine protection around you is real and it is active. The people who have spoken badly about you, who have tried to undermine you, who have betrayed your trust and then acted like they got away with it, they are starting to experience the return of that energy. Karma does not always announce itself loudly, but it is always, always precise. Have people in your life ever accused you of doing something supernatural, or said something like you give off a weird energy, or there is something different about you, and meant it in that half scared, half fascinated way? Drop it in the comments because I feel like this collective has some wild stories, and I want to hear them. Seriously, tell me everything. Okay, let me talk about this person specifically because the cards are giving me so much detail and I want to lay it all out for you. This is someone who is well established, popular, genuinely popular, not internet popular, but respected in a real, substantive way within their community. When this person walks into a room, people notice. When this person speaks, people listen. They are the kind of person that others go to when they need advice, when they need help, when they just want to be around someone whose energy makes them feel grounded and secure. They are a leader by nature, even if they do not always carry the official title. And at the same time, this person is deeply private, like almost paradoxically private for someone of their social standing. They keep their emotional world completely locked down. Their inner life, what they feel, what they want, what they struggle with, is not something they share freely. They have a very clear line between the public version of themselves that the world gets to see and the private, real version that almost no one has access to. They are the loner popular type, surrounded by people constantly, but genuinely known by very few. A lot of people around them see them as the eligible bachelor, someone who is so well off, so established, so impressive on paper that people assume someone like that must be taken. And then they find out this person has been single for a significant amount of time, and it shocks them. Because from the outside, it does not compute how is someone this remarkable not in a relationship. The answer is their standards. This is someone who is extraordinarily selective. They do not date casually. They do not let people in without serious consideration. They would rather be alone than settle for something that does not genuinely meet their bar. And their bar is high. Now, here is where it gets interesting. This person encountered you, and something happened in them that has not happened with anyone else. Something shifted. Something clicked on in them that they did not know was available to be clicked on. Because you are not someone they can categorize. You are not someone they can figure out quickly. Every other person they have met, they have had them read within a few minutes. With you, every time they think they are close to understanding you, there is another layer. And that has them completely hooked in a way they are genuinely not used to feeling. Okay, pause. Do you know who this person might be? Like, does someone come to mind when you hear this description? Drop a star emoji in the comments if someone popped into your head just now. You do not have to say who, just let me know. Because I love knowing this is landing for you guys in a specific way. Now I want to expand on something, because it keeps pressing in really strongly, and I feel like this specific part of your energy is actually one of the biggest reasons this person cannot stop thinking about you. You carry this duality that most people simply do not have. On one side, there is this incredibly warm, bright, almost ethereal light to you. The kind that makes people feel comfortable, makes them feel seen, makes them gravitate toward you without fully knowing why. And then there is this other side, this deeply intense, almost untouchable, do not cross me energy that comes out when it needs to. And it is not aggressive or chaotic, it is controlled, precise, which honestly makes it even more powerful. Because people can handle anger. What they cannot handle is calm certainty from someone who clearly has the capacity to be terrifying if they chose to be. You are both at once, the warmth and the fire, the light and the shadow. And most people who encounter you only get to see one side initially. They meet the warmth first and they make their assumptions. And then they catch a glimpse of the other side. Maybe you say something with this quiet, unmovable firmness. Maybe someone crosses a line and they see how you handle it, and everything they thought they knew about you gets completely rewritten. This person has seen both sides, and instead of being unsettled by the contrast, they are completely captivated by it. They have never met someone who could hold both of those energies simultaneously without one canceling the other out. In their experience, people are either all warmth and no edge, or all edge and no warmth. You are neither. You are the full spectrum. And to someone this discerning and this intelligent, that is the most fascinating thing they have ever encountered in a person. They also sense that your duality comes from somewhere real. They do not think you were born this way. Necessarily, they sense that you were made this way. That experiences shaped you. That you went through things that built layers into you that most people never develop. And they want to understand those layers. Every single one. They are not intimidated by the complexity, they are drawn to it. The way someone is drawn to a puzzle they know is going to take a long time to solve, and that they are completely fine spending that time on. Let me talk about what this person has been doing, because it is very specific, and some of you are going to find this kind of wild. This person has gone out of their way to find out more about you. And I mean genuinely out of their way. They might have asked mutual connections to spend time with you, not because those people are actually interested in getting to know you for themselves, but because this person wanted a report, wanted to know what you are like when they are not around, wanted to know if the public version of you matches the private one. They want to know everything. Where you are from, what you believe in, what your history is, what makes you laugh, what makes you shut down, what your world looks like from the inside. They have so many questions for you that they have probably rehearsed in their own head. And the deeply ironic thing is they are not getting much information. Because you are just as private as they are. You do not put yourself on display for people. You guard your energy carefully. And the fact that you are proving to be genuinely difficult to get information on is making them even more obsessed. Because they are not used to that. Most people in their world are an open book. You are anything but. I also feel like they have been studying you in the sense of paying attention to what you like, what you respond to, what impresses you, because when they finally do approach you, they want to make an impact. They are preparing. They are not the type to go into something this important without being ready. This is a person who takes calculated, intentional action. They are not impulsive when it matters. And this, whatever this is between you two, matters to them more than they are letting on to anyone around them. They are also territorial about you already, even before anything official has started. If they sense that someone else is trying to get close to you, they do not like it. They might not say anything openly, but internally, something fires up in them. They have already decided, without your knowledge, and without any kind of agreement between you, that you are theirs. And they are preparing themselves to come forward and make a real, genuine, well thought out first impression. I need to come back to your energy now because Spirit will not let me move past this without saying more. You have been through a lot. Real, significant, difficult things. And the reason I say that is not to dwell on the pain is because those experiences are the direct reason you carry the level of wisdom and discernment that you have today. The dark night of the soul that you went through, or maybe multiple dark nights, those were not punishments. They were initiations. They were the process through which someone like you gets forged. You cannot carry the kind of light you carry without having been in the dark first. That is just how it works. And what is coming out of that now, on the other side of all of it, is this presence that people describe in different ways depending on who you ask, but that all points to the same thing. Powerful, magnetic, impossible to ignore. Someone who has been through enough to be completely unafraid of most things. Someone who does not rattle easily because they have already survived things that would have rattled most people beyond recovery. This person, this crush, has never encountered someone who intimidated them. They are charming. They are confident. They are used to being the most powerful presence in any room. And then they came across you. And for the first time in a very long time, they felt something they could not control. Something they could not charm or talk their way through. You intimidate them. Not in an aggressive or threatening way, in the way that truly exceptional things are intimidating. In the way that standing in front of something genuinely rare makes you suddenly very aware of your own humanity. They have told people close to them that you are unlike anyone they have ever met. And for someone this established, this discerning, this selective, that is not a small statement. That is everything. The Wheel of Fortune came out in this reading, and this is about timing. The wheel is in your favor right now. Things that have been in motion behind the scenes, spiritually, energetically, practically, are coming to a point of convergence. Something is about to shift in a very significant way. New doors, new opportunities, new connections. The karma that has been building, both the good you have put out and the return of what others put out toward you, is arriving. All of it. At once. This is one of the most specific things that came through in this reading, and I want to give it the space it deserves, because it is so powerful. This person, this crush, this established, popular, respected person has always been the one that others look up to. Their entire life they have been in that position. People come to them for advice, for guidance, for direction. They are the person in the room who others orbit around. And then they encountered you. And for the first time in their life, the dynamic flipped. Because there is something about the way you move, the way you think, the way you handle things, something about the wisdom you carry, and the way you show up in the world that made this person look at you and feel something they had never felt while looking at another person. They felt inspired. They felt like they were in the presence of someone who knew something they did not. Like you had accessed a level of understanding, a level of peace, a level of inner power that they were still working toward. You reversed them. And that has never happened to them before. Not once. And they do not know what to do with the feeling. It is making them want to be around you constantly. Not just because of attraction, though, that is absolutely there, but because being near your energy makes them feel like they are growing, like something in them expands just from being in your presence. You are inspiring someone who is used to being the one who inspires. And that is not something you can manufacture or perform. That is a genuinely rare quality that comes from having actually done the inner work, from having actually been through the depths and come out changed by them in all the right ways. They talk about this to themselves. When they think about you, which is often one of the things they keep coming back to, is this feeling of being seen by you. Not in the way most people see them, which is surface and admiring and a little bit worshiping, but in the way someone genuinely perceptive sees another person. Like you looked at them and clocked things about them that they thought they had hidden well. And instead of feeling exposed or threatened by that, they felt understood. Maybe for the first time in a long time. And they are not over it. I want to address something that Spirit keeps circling back to because it feels important for this collective specifically. You are not walking through this life unprotected. I know that can be a hard thing to believe if you have been through difficult things, if you have been betrayed, if you have been in situations that felt genuinely dangerous or deeply unfair. In those moments, it can feel like whatever protection you are supposed to have was absent. But Spirit wants to correct that perception clearly. Your ancestors are active in your life. Whatever lineage you come from, whatever spiritual tradition resonates with you or does not resonate at all, there are forces that are connected to you by blood, by love, by divine assignment that are working on your behalf constantly. They are not passive. They do not clock out. They do not miss things. Every person who has tried to harm you, every situation that has tried to derail you, every moment of betrayal or cruelty that was directed your way, none of it happened without a response in the spiritual realm. Sometimes that response takes time to become visible in the physical world, but it always becomes visible eventually. The people in your life who have wronged you and then walked away thinking they got away with something clean, they are starting to feel the return of what they sent out. This is not something you orchestrated. You did not have to. The universe is extraordinarily precise about these things. And what Spirit is showing me is that some of the people who underestimated you, who gossiped about you, who betrayed your trust, they are beginning to understand on some level what they were actually dealing with. And that understanding is uncomfortable for them. Your job is not to monitor that. Your job is to keep going forward. Keep building. Keep growing into the full expression of who you are. Because what is coming toward you in love, in abundance, in recognition, is proportional to the depth of what you have been through and who it has made you. And that means it is going to be significant. The people who underestimated you, the ones who gossiped, who betrayed you, who tried to dim your light or undermine you, or dismissed you as less than what you actually are, they are beginning to experience the return of that energy. You do not have to do anything. You have not had to do anything because your ancestors, your guides, the divine protection that surrounds you, they handle it. You are not someone who goes undefended in the spiritual realm. Far from it. Some of these people are going to come back seeking your forgiveness. An ex, a former friend, someone who was in your life and chose to behave badly and then walked away thinking there were no consequences. There were no consequences. The consequences are arriving now, and some of them are going to realize in retrospect exactly what kind of person they were dealing with, exactly whose trust they broke, exactly who they underestimated. And that realization is not going to feel good for them. What Spirit wants to say to you is you do not owe anyone your forgiveness on their timeline. You can choose to forgive for your own peace without ever reopening that door. Your healing is not contingent on extending grace to people who have not demonstrated that they have actually changed. Be discerning. You already are. The chemistry between you and this person is something the cards kept highlighting over and over again, and I want to give you the picture Spirit is painting. When you two finally sit down together, when you have those real conversations, the deep ones, the ones that go places neither of you expected, you are both going to walk away feeling like something just happened that cannot be undone, like a door that opened and cannot be closed again. The connection is on a mental and spiritual level first. The conversations are going to be extraordinary. This person has been around a lot of people. They have had a lot of conversations, but they have never had conversations like the ones they are going to have with you. They are fascinated by your mind, fascinated by the way you think, the connections you make, the things you say that catch them completely off guard because they are so unexpectedly deep or so precisely accurate. They want to sit with you and just hear you talk. They want to ask every question they have been sitting on. They want to understand what it is like to see the world through your eyes, because they have never encountered a perspective quite like yours. There is going to be a moment, probably in one of these early conversations, where this person lowers their guard with you in a way they do not lower it with people, where they say something real, something vulnerable, something from the inside of themselves that they rarely let out into the open. And it is going to happen because something about being in your presence makes people feel like it is safe to be real. That is another one of your gifts. People sense that you can handle the truth, that you will not flinch at complexity, and it makes them want to give it to you. I want to say this clearly because the cards confirmed it multiple times throughout this reading. For those of you this resonates for the long-term picture here is significant. This is not a casual connection. This is not a temporary season. What is building between you and this person, or what is about to build, has real, lasting, substantial potential. The energy of commitment, of building something together, of two people who are both exceptional in their own right choosing each other, that is what Spirit is showing me for this collective. This person is someone who, when they choose someone, they choose them fully. Their loyalty is total. Their devotion, once it is extended, is not something they take back casually. And they are choosing you, or they are in the process of making that choice, of confirming it, of preparing to make it known. You are also marrying into financial abundance for many of you. This person has built something real. They have resources, stability, the kind of practical foundation that allows a relationship to flourish without the weight of constant stress and scarcity. And they genuinely want to share that, not as a transaction, not as leverage, but because they see you as someone who deserves to have everything taken care of. Someone who has worked hard and struggled and kept going without anyone taking care of them, and who deserves now to be in a partnership where that is completely different. Okay, we are coming to the close of this reading, and Spirit has a few final things to put down before I let you go. First message coming through, you are covered in divine protection, and your ancestors do not play about you. Whatever you have been through, whatever people have tried to do to you, you did not go through it unprotected even when it felt like you were completely alone. There have been forces working on your behalf in the unseen that you are not fully aware of. And those forces are still active, still working, still ensuring that what is meant for you finds its way to you, and what is not meant for you falls away. Second message, they finally found someone they can look up to. And this is so specific to this person. They are someone who is always the one being admired, always the one being looked to for guidance and strength. And in you, they have found someone who genuinely inspires them, who makes them want to be better, who they look at and think, I want to be on that level. That is a rare position to occupy in someone's life, and it is yours. Third message, your magic is becoming undeniable. Whatever you have been quietly developing your gifts, your awareness, Your spiritual depth, it is breaking through the surface now in a way that cannot be hidden. People are going to start noticing things about you that they cannot explain. Let them notice. Let them wonder. You do not owe anyone an explanation for the light you carry. And the fourth and final message from Spirit, you always come back stronger. No matter what happens. Whatever comes, whatever challenges, whatever difficult seasons, whatever moments of doubt, you are built to rise from them. Every single time. That is not a promise, it is a fact that your whole life has already proven. You are full of magic. You are full of aura. You are full of this extraordinary, rare, deeply powerful energy that the world is only beginning to fully see. And this person, this crush, who has been watching you and studying you and losing sleep over you, they already know it. They already see what is coming. They just do not have the words for it yet. Your time is now. Stay ready. Okay, before I go, I need you to do a few things for me. First, like this video if any part of it resonated. It genuinely helps more people find these readings, and I want this message to reach everyone it was meant for. Second, drop a comment below and tell me which part hit you the hardest. Was it the High Priestess energy, the crush description, the karma section, the ancestors message? Tell me. I read every single comment, and I genuinely love connecting with you guys down there. It is honestly one of my favorite parts of doing this. And third, if you know someone who needs to hear this today, share this video with them. You might be the reason this message finds someone who really needed it. And please click the link below to come over to my channel, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a reading. I love this community so much, and I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. You are so much more magical than you know.